Hello everyone, it's Saturday afternoon and even better, it is time for this month's October Craft Along. So excited to have you with me today. I see we've already got quite a few of the girls here, so you guys are ahead of me. Oh, Chris, I know housework. Your housework is done. You're doing better than me because I have just ignored mine for the last couple of days. But once this is all done, I'm going to have to get back to it. It never goes away for long, does it? 2 p.m. can't come quick enough. Well, it's here now. Hooray! Hey there, Deb. Nice to see you here. Hey, Margaret. Hi, Shelley. Hello. Hello. Ah, nap time. If I haven't, you know what? I haven't had a nap in a really long time. I used to need naps all the time, and I don't know, something about being busy and focused actually means I don't need napping as often, which is great. Oh, you've done a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Hello there, Janine from Colorado. How you doing? Nice to have you with me. 9 p.m. Yes, getting a little later on your end of the world, isn't it? Hey there, Glenda. Hey, Chris. Hi, Marilyn. Jolene, hi. Are you in the Minneapolis area, Jolene, or elsewhere? I know my friend Susan is over there. I'm not sure if she's watching today or not. Hey, Beth, how are you? Hey, Janine. How is Brisbane today? Joanne, Jamie, Sharon, hey, Holly, hi. We have a regular crowd here. Lovely to have you all, and I'm so excited to share a project with you guys this month. So, for those of you who have never watched a craft along before, you can, as the name suggests, craft along with me. I always post the supplies needed to make the project on my blog, usually around about like up to a week before, so around Sunday or Monday before this Saturday event. And so that is something that I've, make sure that I've got all the pieces listed there that you're going to need. But you can just watch and enjoy or comment or whatever you would like to do. Betty's saying she needs an 8-hour nap because it's 11 p.m. where she is in Canada. That's fair enough. You know what? You can always watch the replay, Betty. You don't have to watch live. So that's the cool thing about YouTube. They leave our videos up there forever for us to watch, for people to watch later if they want to. You're in Minneapolis. There you go. There you go. There we are. So not far from Susan at all. Hey there, Donna. Nice to see you. Hey, now, Chris, the better half of the John Andrew. Nice to have you with us, Chris. That's lovely. Also, who have I missed? Oh, Carol Grove. Hey. So I'm so sorry if I haven't said your name individually. I see Lani's watching as well. But sometimes I just don't get to everyone's names. I am sorry about that. All right. We're going to be doing a faux shutter card today. And this month for October, I decided to work with a breast cancer awareness theme. So something a little bit different to what I usually do. Sometimes I focus on a technique, sometimes I focus on particular products, but this time I decided to do a theme which is a little bit outside of what we do because it's October, and October, as we all know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And for those who don't know, breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer of Australian women. And I am focusing on Australian breast cancer research because that's obviously I'm in Australia, so that's an event close to my heart. And I am well aware that it is certainly not the only cancer or the only illness that is people are diagnosed with. But I do I've actually had several friends that I have lost to breast cancer, and it's something that's close to my heart. So my own mother did pass away from cancer, not breast cancer though. She passed away from lymphoma. So, and goodness me, that's going back to 2017. So it's quite some time ago now. So I know it's a serious subject, but it's something I thought was something that we could all contribute towards and be aware of. So, if my message is anything, if after this, make sure you're doing your checks. If you are, and you know what, breast cancer does affect men as well, not as many, but it does also affect men. But it is largely a women's disease. So So there we are. I'm just going to, I'm looking through your comments and making sure that I haven't missed anything. I did have a lovely dinner out last night. Thank you, Jamie, for saying that. Yep, he turned 18 yesterday. So I'm now a parent of adult children. So I don't have any underage children left. Goodness me. And one has flown the coop and the other one's still here, although he is having this weekend up at his dad's. I drove up to Newcastle this morning, so about an hour north, and then back again, or Beresfield actually. For those who are more local, you'll understand it's the end of the freeway. So then did a little switcheroo, left him with his dad, who will drive him home to Port Macquarie. So that's what's going on here for us. All right. So I'm going to switch over to my desk and I'm going to show you the project that we're going to be making today. So here we go. I'm going to hit the button and hopefully you can see that okay. So I have done, okay, so because of the theme this month, I wanted to create cards that you could give to people who were going through something like this, whether it be a difficult situation or whether it be an illness or specifically breast cancer. So for those of you who don't know, breast cancer, of course, the main different cancers have different ribbons. For example, lymphoma is like a teal or a tealy blue ribbon. And the breast cancer ribbon is pink. Okay, and so that's what I have done. This is the card that we're making. You love the card? Oh, good. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm glad she's in remission, Glenda. You know what? We all know someone. Either it's affected us personally or we know someone who it has affected. And so that's why I think it's something that's really important for us to focus on this month. So I'm sorry to hear that, Joanne, for your friend as well. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. It's just sad, and I'm so sorry that that so many of us know. I think we all know someone, okay, or some people watching this may find that they are the person that this has affected. So for that reason, I am focusing on this month, and I'm also donating. Okay, so at the end of this video, I'm going to put up a link where to go to actually look for the tutorial bundle that I sell after this video, which includes links to all the videos, instructions and measurements for the other cards, not this one. This one we're doing live together, and of course that's completely free. But if you're interested in purchasing any of the tutorials for the other cards, I do sell those, and normally I sell them for $15 Australian, which is about, for those wondering, about $10 US. I will be donating $5 for every, so $5 from every tutorial sold this month to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So that plus 10% of all the orders that I receive from now until the end of this month. And that includes the last couple of days as well. So those of you who've ordered in the last couple of days, 10% of the order that you've placed will also be donated to breast cancer research. So that's just something I wanted to do this month, as it's a bit of a special month. Okay, so those of you who placed orders with me last month would have received one of these supply packs in the mail. I actually sent them all off on Monday, and actually a couple of them, believe it or not, got sent to the return address on the back. So I received them back in my mailbox again Wednesday and Thursday. I have resent those priority, and I hope they arrived in time. If they didn't, my apologies. But if you received one of the packages this month from me, this is what's inside, and it's going to be making this card. Okay, so this is what we call a faux shutter card, because it kind of looks like a shutter. There is actually there's faux shutter, which is not really one, the faux meaning, you know, not really, kind of pretend, but there is also shutter cards that you can make actually that do open up properly. But this is kind of like a simple version of this, and it's very easy to do. Oh, that's okay, Leslie, you're never late. Okay, completely fine. Yeah, it can be used for lots of other things as well, Joanne. You're saying that it could be used for other things. I did this style of card as a class last month. Actually, no, earlier this month for my technique girls. And so I did this one. This one is the same kind of card, but obviously I've used different colors, and I've made it, oh, there's a bit of extra there. I've made this one a Christmas card, and I used different pieces in my background, whereas we're using just the one piece in our background today. But you know, this is a different version of the same card, and some of you may remember I did one that had multiple sides, not a square in the center, but I had a different shape in the center. So there's lots and lots of variations on this, and you can go back through some of my cards if you want to see these. So it is very striking. It's a really simple but easy to achieve effect. So let's get started. I'm going to open up my pack. And so for those of you who have received the supply packs, this is what you would have received. You would have received a white base. Now, before I go anywhere, I know some of you like to work head. Please do not yet glue this DSP piece onto the bubble bath cardstock. Okay, do not do that. All right, we don't want to be putting that on yet, because we're going to be working on this piece before it gets glued. So I'm telling you that first, because I know there's going to be someone out there who glues their pieces together before I say you can, because you know, you guys are impatient and you like to work ahead. So let's start by folding our basic white card piece. This is a piece of basic white thick cardstock. It's half a sheet of whatever your size of cardstock is. So for those of you, I always, like I said, I always put up some of the measurements and the pieces you're going to need on my blog the week before. So I'm going to put the blog address just briefly. I hope I remember to take it down because I'm not very good at that. There it is on the screen. So if you go to lhiggins.blogspot.com, the week before I go live, usually about the Monday before I go live for this video, you will find all the bits and pieces you're going to need listed there so that you can be prepared for a video like this one, okay? For those of you who are in my team, I put up the link to that video, to that blog post in our group, okay, in our Facebook group. So if you're a team member, we have a Facebook group, which is the main way that I communicate with my team, through that group. And it's something I've been doing for a while now. The girls like to know what pieces I'm going to be using, so I always do a little link to the screen, to that particular blog post. And there we go. I'm going to take that down. Yay me, I remembered. All right, so I'm going to be getting my bone folder in, and I am going to put this over. What I started to say before, which was if you are in the US and you are using US letter cardstock, okay, this is half a sheet of cardstock. So it's cut in half. So it would have normally come out to here. All right, is cut in half horizontally and then folded in half again to make your card base. And that's the same whether you use A4 or letter cardstock. Okay, so A4 is what we use here in Australia, and it's metric. And then letter is what they use in the US, and it's a little bit fatter and shorter than ours. Ours is a bit narrower and longer, so it's more rectangular. Theirs is a bit more square. Okay, so for anyone who's wondering about that. If you have questions as we're going through, just ask, okay? Oh, that sounds nice, Lynn. Do they have crocodiles out there, like on the beaches? I think they do, don't they? I'm thinking it would make me very, I don't know that I'd want to spend a lot of time on the beach if I was worried about that. So Lynn's in Darwin, for those who don't know. So there you go. Hey, Anne, nice to see you. Hey, Moira. And Christine, goodness me, we have everyone here today. That's lovely. All right, so we're going to be working on this piece of DSP, okay, but not glued to the basic cardstock underneath. Don't glue it, all right? Being really clear about that, I hope. All right, so I now have this piece of, this is actually the silver and white sheet from the Snowflake Magic paper, which is absolutely beautiful, okay? Now, we're going to be putting this in the center of our DSP. All right. Now, the nice thing about this DSP is it's quite easy to get it straight because these lines kind of guide you. So the top of your square is going to be on one line, depending on where the center is, and the bottom is going to be down the bottom there. If that's not quite in the center for you, you just want this to be the same distance from each side. Okay. You can glue it straight down, or you can have it on dimensionals, which I actually prefer. And I'm just thinking to myself, what have I done with my dimensionals? Are they here? Let me see. I've got this sheet, but that one, they're all used up. Let me grab quickly another sheet. Okay, I've got a sheet here, and I'm going to be putting on the back of this, I'm going to be putting these, so I'll do one on each corner just to make it anchor down all 4 corners of the square. And we're going to be putting it on like a diamond, not a square, because we're going to put it on an angle. So let's take the backs off that. And then what you should have is a square like so. And I want to make sure that I've got about the same amount of distance from each side, all right, roughly. And if it's not perfect, doesn't really matter, but we just want it as close to centered as we can get it. Okay, just like that. All right. Oh, it's cold down there, is it, Susan? Lots of crocs, yeah. Do you get to see them from where you're sitting? Like, can you see one right now? That would be exciting. You could snap a picture. All right, so the next thing you've got in your bags is some strips of the silver glitter paper or glimmer paper that we currently have. Now, this is in a pack of 1 sheet of silver and 1 sheet of gold. So you get 2 sheets in a pack. And the best thing about this is it is self-adhesive. Okay, I absolutely love this paper. So I'm going to start with my longer piece. I cut them into pieces just because of what I had left in the pack, but also because when I originally did 12 inch by 12 inch, like the 12 inch long strips, I suddenly realized I wasn't going to fit them in the box to mail them. So I cut it down. And so what you're going to do is you're going to peel the back of this. Now, the easiest way to peel this is to run your finger over the edge, like flick your finger over the edge and see how the bottom comes off. That's the easiest way to get that backing off. All right. I know. We love this stuff. All right. Now, I'm going to be putting this I'm going to have a little bit of a gap, and I'm going to put this right along that edge right there. So I've got this. And if you don't push too hard, you can move it if you want to, okay? I'm putting this so it runs along a little bit with a bit of like about a 2 millimeter gap, and I've gone a little bit about 2 millimeters past the end of this square, okay? And I'm going to run it off the edge of the page like that. This is actually so easy to do. Really, really easy. What have I done with my scissors? Here they are. Okay, then I'm going to turn this over. And I am actually going to grab my scissors and I am going to snip that off in line with my DSP. Can you see that? All right. So now that piece is in place. Now I've got a slanted end here. We're going to use this straight end and we're going to butt that up against that one. Once again, 2 millimeters from this side, and we're going to move that all the way down and off the end of the next piece. So you need to start with one and then work your way around. Okay, you don't want to do one at the top and one at the bottom. You want to start with one, and then we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to butt this end up against the one that we put down first. Turn it over and make sure it's in line. Okay, then we're going to do the same again. Now you can see this one's too small, so I'm going to set that one aside, and I'm going to grab one of these other ones that are in your pack. This is about 4 inches, this one. And then I'm going to flick my finger over the edge until the edge starts to lift. You can see it's not hard to do. And then I'm going to pop that up against that, and it's going to be just enough to go off the edge there. All right, like so. Turn it over, snip off the edge. It's only just enough, isn't it? And then the last one is going to butt the straight edge. I'm going to take off my, so wherever you start, continue around. Like you can, I think, just go around clockwise, anti-clockwise, whichever way you start to move in, you keep going that way until you get all the way around. Now this one doesn't want to lift as much. Now, if one end doesn't want to do it for you, try the other end. But usually that one's just being difficult because it can. Usually it should start to separate after you flick it a couple of times. All right, so I'm going to do that again, go off the edge. And now this is going to line up with those. Remember we went 2 millimeters over with our first one, and like so. And then I'm going to snip that off. And now I've done my faux shutter. Okay, so easy. Isn't that easy to do? Now, hopefully this makes sense why we didn't step this down, why we didn't stick it down to start with. okay? We didn't stick it down because I wanted to be able to snip off those edges. But now that the edges are done, we can actually go ahead and stick it on the bubble bath piece underneath. Okay, so I'm going to use my Tombow, but you can use whatever glue you like for this. You can use tape, you can use steel, you can use anything really. And I'm just going to pop this around. Everyone's got a favorite. Some people like one glue and not another. Some people don't like Tombow because they don't like the stickiness of it. I do like it because I like that I can move it into place, and I've got a bit of time. I can kind of wriggle it into the right position because it's still wet. Okay, so I like that. All right. All right. Making sense what we're doing? So the faux design, the faux shutter part of the design is actually done, and now we just need to decorate it. Okay, so I've got myself a ribbon here. Now there is a bit of ribbon in your packs. This ribbon is from the sheer ribbon combo pack. I'll just show that to you. Let me grab it. It's this one, the pink, this one, plus these two. So we've got Lemon Lolly, Azure Afternoon, and the Bubble Bath in a pack together. And I really like these because A, you've got several different colors to pick from, but also the fact that, if you can see this, it's got like a, well, let me get it close. It's got like, it's shiny, but it's got like a sheer look to it. You can kind of see through it a little bit, and a silver edge. Really, really pretty. And it's nice to tie. So you can tie a bow with this as well. Not for this card, but you can tie a really nice bow. So I think that it's lovely ribbon, and it's one that I wanted to have, and I'm really glad I had it for these types of cards. All right. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making yourself like a little breast cancer ribbon that's going to go right here in the center. Okay, now you can decide how big you want it to be and snip off the ends if it's not. I've given you enough that you could make it a larger or a smaller one. This one's actually a little bit small for me, but anyway, it's going to go kind of like that. So I need to get myself some glue dots for this, and let me turn this over, and I'm going to have one underneath it here, and then I'm going to have a second one. Now, up to you how you want to do this, but when I want to apply a glue dot like an extra piece like this, so I'm going to have that one in the center, okay, and then this one, I'm going to kind of have it going this way. All right, so I'm actually going to put my glue dot where I want it to be. So I'm going to pick it up with my bone folder, pop it in the middle of the other one, like where the other one is, because you can, with the sheer ribbon, you can kind of see through it. And then I'm going to position that over here, because now there's a glue dot for that to stick to. All right, so this one looks a bit better. This one's a little bit, I'm a little bit worried about this one. This one's a little bit sad, but this one is better, much better ribbon. Okay, so then the other thing that's in your box as well is a little bit of a banner. Okay, now this is where you're going to put what the words that you want to have. My thinking is on this, I wanted these cards to be cards that we could send to someone who maybe has breast cancer, or maybe is going through a difficult time, or struggling with any number of things that we all struggle with from time to time. And so I chose sentiments that were things like thinking of you, which is the one I've got on this particular card, or you know, you could have I'm here for you. That's not going to fit on the banner, but it's a really nice greeting that would work on a breast cancer card. You are amazing beyond measure. I used that on one of the alternative cards. This set actually has several words that I think would work really well for this kind of, it's called Season of Chic, if you're wondering what the stamp set is. You have that ribbon too, Chris? It's great, isn't it? Oh, that's a nice saying with the silver lining. Perfect for that ribbon. Where's the DSP from? The DSP is from a set we have in our catalogue called Delightfully Eclectic. And it's, let me show it to you. It is, thank you for asking. Thanks for asking. This is the Delightfully Eclectic. So it's got a whole bunch of different things. You will see I have used this Bubble Bath and White striped ribbon on a couple of the cards that are in my alternative list today, but there's lots and lots of colors in here, okay? But there's a couple of different, this is Bubble Bath as well. So, you know, if you're wanting to go with the Bubble Bath stuff, and the one that I use is just up the back here. This one here is the one that I've used for this card, okay? And it's got the Bubble Bath and White on one side, and on the other side it has red with little strawberries. So that's, I'm just thinking, I think that's Calypso Coral. So it's not red, it's more of a coral with little pink strawberries on it. So there are a whole bunch of different beautiful papers in here. What I love about this paper pack is it is a multiple layer pack. So it is, instead of having 12 sheets, there are 48 sheets of 12 by 12 paper in here. So I believe it's $53 from my memory. I hope I'm correct. But it is fantastic paper because there are 4 sheets of each. So if you are a demonstrator and you're doing lots of classes, having 4 sheets to work with when you're getting ready for a class is absolutely fantastic. Okay, it is really nice DSP, and I think it's been really overlooked in the catalog, this one. Bronwyn's saying she doesn't have this one, but she's using the Bright and Beautiful DSP because it also has Bubble Bath paper, and you are absolutely correct. So that would be a good alternative if you wanted to use Bubble Bath paper, but you don't have the Delightfully Eclectic paper. Okay, so in this catalog, which is the current annual catalog that we have, the paper that I'm talking about here is this one, Delightfully Eclectic. It's $53 and there are 48 sheets for each of 12 different designs. And then this is the one Bronwyn's talking about. See, it's got the Bubble Bath and White. Okay, this is 6 by 6 paper, also 48 sheets, but it's 6 by 6. So it's only $21.75 because it's a much smaller pack. This one is $53 because it's a really, really big pack. But it's good value because it's not 4 times the price of the $21.75. That would make it way over $80. It's only $53. Okay, so it's a really good paper pack if you're looking for a good one to make lots of different types of cards. Okay. And it's got lots of colors in it too. So that's, thank you for asking, Margaret. That's a good question. Thank you. Oh, Ineka's here. Hello from the Netherlands. It must be very, very early in the morning. What time is it there, Ineka? Goodness me, are you not sleeping? All right, so I'm going to be using the Thinking of You from this particular pack. And I've already got that one on a block. And you can choose whether you want to use a darker. I use the Berry Burst because I thought it would stand out a little bit more. But if you don't want it to be that dark, you could use the Bubble Bath, okay, which would make it the same color as the rest of what's on the card. So it might be a little more difficult to read maybe, but it would still certainly work. So I'm actually going to use the Berry Burst though. And I've got the Thinking of You ready to go. So I'm going to stamp it here. And being a photopolymer stamp means it's easy for you to see where you're going, so it shouldn't be difficult to pop on the banner. All right, just like that. And then I'm going to pop that right across the middle here, okay? And it's going to, so that my ribbon is going to go above and below that. So I'm going to pop it on dimensionals. And where did I put them now? Ah, here they are. Goodness me, I'm not very good at remembering where I put my dimensionals. I'm going to have one on one end and one on the other. If I was Susan, we'd all be taking a sip all the time. It's probably just as well I'm not. Goodness me. All right, so that's like this. All right, and then I've got these little, these are the trio sequins, which I really, really like. They come in 3 colors. There's the Berry Burst, although they're a lot lighter than the actual Berry Burst, but that's what they're meant to be. Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, and White. Okay, and I'm just going to apply these. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to remove them. I find this is the easiest way because it's easy to place them where you want them with your Take Your Pick tool. Does everyone have one of these? They are fantastic. And if you don't have one, definitely consider adding it to your your tools. I think they are absolutely fantastic. I'm going to have one here. They're really great for positioning things where you want them. All right. And then one over here. Okay. And then I'm going to be popping this onto the background here. I'm using Tombow again, but you can use your favorite glue at this point. And we're going to be putting this onto our card base. Where there it is. Goodness me. Yes, I also lose things when I'm crafting by myself, not just when I'm live, but all the time. I was actually making one of the cards for the alternative card designs that I'm about to show you. And when I took off, I had the main piece, like a piece of paper similar to this DSP, and I had it, and it flicked off my desk. I was using it, and it flicked away from my desk. Do you think I could find it? I actually had to start the video all over again because I couldn't find that piece of paper. So, yeah, it's a common problem. All right, so there you go. That's what our card looks like, and I actually think this ribbon looks much better this time. When it comes to the bottom, I actually think it looks good if your two pieces are on the same angle. Okay, so totally up to you, but that's how that goes. 5:30 a.m. I thought it must be really early. Yeah, our cats do that too. They wanted to go outside, but ours don't go outside, but they do want to be fed when they want to be fed. So there you go. Oh dear, never mind. I'm so glad you guys like the card. Really, really happy to hear that. All right. Would you like to see the other cards in the packs this month? All right. So I have got 2 of each, except one of them. I think I've only got one. But these cards are part of the tutorial bundle. I like the sentiment too. It's beautiful, isn't it, Lynn? Yeah, it's a good one. So this is like a little fun fold card, this one here. I'm just the trucking along fun fold card. And you'll see I've got it closing with a magnetic close, which I talk a little bit about. I have almost finished. I've done all the videos. I've done all the editing. They're all uploaded to YouTube. The only thing I haven't finished, and it should be done in the next hour or so after I finish this video, will be all the PDF with all the measurements. Okay, once the PDF with all the measurements is finished, I will then pop it on my blog. And once again, I'm going to put that address up for anyone who missed it earlier. Okay, I'm going to put the PDF, the link to the PDF and everything on my blog. If you received one of these packs from me last to make these projects, you don't need to do anything. You're going to be sent that for free. If you're in my team, you will be sent that for free. However, if you are not, if you're somewhere else in the world where you can't make purchases, or if you're wanting to simply support the cause, you can purchase these for Australian $15 Australian, and that will be available on my blog in the hour or so after I finish this video. Okay, so almost there. I've got almost getting right towards the very end. I'm going to hide that again, but that's where you'll need to go to see those bits and pieces. Oh, have you not used the adhesive back glitter paper before? Fantastic, Roman. Isn't it fantastic? I love it. I've gone through so many packs. I don't have as many as Leslie. Leslie has the record, as far as I know, 4 packs of the self-adhesive gold and silver paper. But I reckon I'm catching up, Leslie. Leslie confessed to us how many packs of that paper she had bought the other day. I'm not going to spill your secret here, but yes, if we go out of stock, it'll be because Leslie and I made them go out of stock because we bought lots and lots. All right, so this little fun fold card is featured in the tutorial. Okay, this one is a split circle card. And I really like how this one came together as well. I used that other greeting that says, "You are amazing beyond measure." The greeting in this one is from the circle sentiments, okay? And I show how to cut that out in a really fun way. And I've also used a couple of really nice embossing folders on this. This one, I really like it because I initially made this one. And as I explained in the video, I asked my husband, I shouldn't ask him because I know that 18. Leslie's fessed up 18 packs. I haven't ordered that many, Leslie, but I reckon I'm getting I reckon I'm into double figures now. I think, because I bought lots. So this is the pink that I did first, okay, and I asked my husband what did he think. Now, my husband doesn't like monochromatic cards, and I really do. I really like, this is just pink and white, okay, so I would call this a monochromatic card, okay. You can, and I will put up the address and details for you after this video. So it'll be about an hour or so, and it'll be all completed so that people can make purchases, Joanne. So this Be Brave I did in Bubble Bath. This is with the alphabet a la mode letters, and I did it in Bubble Bath, and I also stamped my B in Bubble Bath. But then when I said to my husband, do you like it? He said, oh, I like it, but, which is how he usually answers. He actually said he likes more contrast. So I did a second one to kind of make him happy. And this is with the silver glitter paper. This one, of course, has the extra bonus or benefit of being the self-adhesive one. So I didn't have to glue down, like these letters, I had to glue them down with Tombow. This one, I used the self-adhesive stuff, so I just peeled the back off and stuck them straight down. So that was a lot easier. Okay, so this one is Be Brave, and I've done the inking in a different color as well. And then this one just for something totally different, because I don't use this stamp often enough. Okay, this is the spiral die stamp, and I did it in pinks. This time I've done it in Melon Mambo and Bubble Bath, and I've also used a Melon Mambo banner here in the middle, and I've embossed it with white. Okay, just for something really different. Okay, so I think Berry Burst and Bubble Bath look really good as well, but for this one I decided I wanted to use a different pink. The only pink I think that we have that really doesn't work with Bubble Bath is Flirty Flamingo, because it's quite salmony. It's a real salmony pink. I mean, petal pink as well as a little bit on the apricot side. But if you're after a darker pink that looks good with Bubble Bath, I think either the Melon Mambo or the Berry Burst both look really good. Okay, so this is kind of like a little bit of a, I guess you would say, a tie-dye 70s themed card. And I just thought that came together really well. So they're my extra cards, okay? Yes, they are. The words they're from the Waves of Inspiration stamp set. This one here, okay? So I used, on one of the cards, I used You're So Totally Awesome. And the other card I used Your Strength is an Inspiration. Also, I did some cards last night that use these as well. Your Strength is an Inspiration I used on this card. This was from my video last night, okay, and You're So Totally Awesome. So those two greetings, these two cards are not in this batch of tutorials, but there was a video I did with that. You can go back and watch that one if you like those from last night. These are the two greetings that I have used for those two cards. So I'm just having a little look to see if I've missed any other comments. I'm so glad you guys like these. All right, so I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to have these completed for you in the next hour or so. I've halfway through my PDF. I just need to do the rest of the measurements. I think, let me put them around for you. So there's that. And let's use that one and this one. And this is the one we've just done. And then there's also this. So a couple of them are landscape and 3 of them are portrait. There we go. They're the cards this month. Okay. And I really hope you like them. While I am talking about this, I did mention that if you're in my team of demonstrators, you will receive one of these for free. As I do every month, I send out all these tutorials to everyone in the team. So please don't purchase them if you're in the team. You don't need to. Having said all that, though, we do have, and I need to mention it again because there's only a couple of days left now. We're on the 28th of October, which means a couple of days left of the month, which means there's only a couple of days left to get in on our joining special. So if you love the idea of being part of a community of demonstrators, like my group, you are very, very welcome to be part of that. And it's a fantastic joining special. Stampin' Up turned 35 this year, 35 years old, and so they have offered 35% off the cost of the kit. So that means normally it's $169. Let's switch back to me. I'm going to come back to my face because I want you guys to see as I'm talking to you. So 35% off the cost of the kit. So instead of $169, it's $109.85, but you still get, as you always do, $235 worth of product. I mean, how good is that, right? Then, okay, there is a second option for those who actually want a bit more value. Okay, if you buy the kit for the normal $169, instead of $235 worth of stuff in your kit that you can pick whatever you like to that value, you will get $317 worth of value, $317.25 to be precise. Okay, why would you want to do this? First of all, you get discount on every order you place. Okay, so that is worth having. Another thing that you will find worth having is the fantastic community of demonstrators that we have. I have a Facebook group that I provide for my girls, and they get to be part of a fantastic community. We do challenges. We have a lot of fun. So if you are in the team and you're not taking advantage of that, please jump on in. The group is called the Inksomniacs. Okay, I think when I named the group nearly 17 years ago, I named the group, and at that time I did so because I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I had small children, and I would often be up stamping in the middle of the night. Anyone else do that? So I'm going to put up on the screen for you one last time my blog address, because this is where you're going to need to go if you would like to purchase these breast cancer awareness cards, or if you wish to place an order, you can also do that. There's a shop now button in there as well, lhiggins.blogspot.com, and that actually will be somewhere to go to read a little bit more about these cards, but also to either purchase a tutorial bundle where you get the links to the videos. If you're wondering what's in a tutorial bundle, you get the links to the videos where I have pre-recorded videos to step-by-step take you through the cards that I've just showed you, okay? And also a PDF with all the measurements. So the PDF has the links to the videos and all the measurements in there for you as well. Does anyone have any questions for me? Is there anything you would like to ask? That's okay. It's great. It's not a shame that you're already a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You are absolutely doing the right thing and making the most, getting the maximum value that you can by being a demonstrator. So that's great. I'm really, really happy that you've said that. Oh, that's okay, Inika. It's okay because you're already getting a lot of great deals. So don't feel bad that you're already a demonstrator. Oh, thank you, Karen. I'm glad you like the designs. The Waves of Inspiration Battle is a good one, Lynn. It's a really, really good one. I'm just going back to see if I missed any comments or any questions. Oh, you like the spiral one, Janine? That's awesome. Let me have a look. Did I miss any questions? Does anyone have any questions you would like to ask? I finished a little bit early today. Normally these videos normally go about an hour, okay? Oh, good, you got your kit. Good, Jen. I'm so happy. That's great. Okay, you can donate. You can either donate by sending a donation to me if you would like to, Lani, or you can just go onto the website for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So I'll put up their address. Let me just see. And there's a button to hit donate, and you can donate to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. If you'd rather I send it on your behalf, you can do that. But you can either put in any amount you like to donate, or you can choose a predetermined amount that they've said. You know, you can give once, you can give monthly, you can choose any increment you like. They've got $80, $85, $100, $250, $500, or any other amount that you want. They're not fussy. They're very happy to take any amount that you would happen to see fit to send. So let me just, it's nbcf.org.au. So let me just see if I can post that. No one else can post links in my videos when I'm live, but you guys can. So let me just see if it's not complicated at all, right? So I'm going to post that. and then I'm going to put that on the screen. So let me get rid of this one. There we go. Can you see that? nbcf.org.au. You can go there and make a donation. Okay, and I know every donation is very much appreciated, and every donation makes a difference. So that is. I also, when I was choosing which charity to support this month, I was very pleased to see that the National Breast Cancer Foundation is one of the most highly rated charities, and they have a very high percentage of the money going where it's needed, and they have lower overheads. So that was one reason why I chose this particular charity. If I hadn't chosen the National Breast Cancer Foundation to go specifically to breast cancer, I probably would have chosen the Cancer Council, because I know that when my mum was going through treatment, she was so supported by the Cancer Council. Amazing. You know, they were able to stay in Sydney while she had treatment, because my parents live in Tamworth, or they did live in Tamworth, and my dad's still there. But when they came to Sydney for her treatment, they were put up in accommodation provided for them free of charge by the Cancer Council, and I just thought that was the most amazing thing that they were able to do. Otherwise, I don't know that they would have been able to afford to stay in Sydney while she had her treatment. So they were down here for quite a few weeks down in Sydney. So that is an amazing thing, and I've always been very, very grateful for that. Chris has had a really lovely thought. She said, just a thought, as well as donating dollars, I'm going to make some cards and donate to either hospital or somewhere else that could sell or use for a good purpose. You know, there are so many wonderful things that you can use your cards for. This is just one. At the moment, one of the girls in our teen group on Facebook has put up a plea for one of the local correctional centres that we've done it before too. They wanted for Mother's Day earlier in the year us to donate cards, and I think we sent. I can't remember, but it was over. Deanne, I don't know if you're watching or if anyone else remembers, but it was over 200 cards. It might have been over 300, and we were able to send them out to the inmates for them to send to their mums. And I know they were so happy that they were received. That they've asked us, could we do it again coming up towards the end of the year? So that's kind of exciting. It is amazing that the Cancer Council was able to support my mum and dad. I was very, very grateful for that. And so for that reason, I've always thought that it makes such a difference supporting these. Those are the sorts of places that this money goes. Okay, not just on research, but sometimes supporting the families who need it at a difficult time when they have to go through treatment. So there you go. Donna's saying patients having treatment in hospitals always look forward to cards. Another thing that we did do as a team was donate to Ronald McDonald House, because they were able to sell the cards in their rooms in the hospitals, and that gave them money to keep providing tea and coffee and other resources to families of children who are in hospitals. So it's amazing. They are an amazing group, Glenda. Absolutely. They helped you too. I know. They're fabulous. So they would have been my second choice, but I did choose the National Breast Cancer Foundation because they're specifically focused on breast cancer. That was the reason I used them. So there we go. So it's really great to see everyone's thoughts on other ways that we can support different groups around the place. Sometimes it's things like this, very much needed, but there are so many groups out there. Another group that we've done donations of cards to local nursing homes as well, so that the residents, you know, they can't get out and buy cards necessarily. So having cards in house that they can then send to, you know, to loved ones or to thank someone who's done something special for them, that has been something else that's been really much appreciated. So if you have a ton of cards, there are so many ways to use those cards. You don't need to have them sitting. I did have a lot sitting in boxes. I've recently donated a lot of my cards to PVA, which is the Partners of Veterans Australia, and that's actually a national group. We have a local chapter here on the Central Coast, and they sold some of their cards to raise money recently for Partners of Veterans, who run a support group for the wives of guys who went to Vietnam and for other campaigns. So yeah, it's very, very important stuff. And don't think you can't make a difference. You absolutely can make a difference with your cards. So it's not just creating for you and having that amazing creative experience, but it's also being part of a community that loves to send out cards to different groups. So I think that's a fantastic thing. Ah, that's so cool, Jamie. Ah, that's such a cool thing. Okay. Well, it's 9 minutes until the hour is up. So I'm actually going to say bye-bye. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter one this time. If no one has any more questions, then that is completely fine. But if you have other questions or anything you think of afterwards, you're always welcome to send me a message. I have put some details in the screen below. Like if you click in the description below this video, you'll see there's other bits and pieces in there that might be something you might want to think about, and including ways to contact me. So stay tuned. In the next hour or so, I will have a blog post up on my blog with all the measurements for all the cards. Well, that won't be on the blog post, but there will be a link to that, and you can purchase that for $15 Australian. You guys have a fantastic afternoon as well. It is a bit of a funny day here. It's overcast. It's threatening for the sun to come out, but it's just not quite doing that. So, and it's pretty cool. I hope it's going to warm up a little bit because I'm not sure I like this colder weather. Okay, you guys, have a fantastic weekend. I will be back tomorrow night live again, and I hope that some of you will be able to join that. That will be 7:30 tomorrow night, Sunday night. And yes, I will be live. Last night I wasn't because of being out for my son's birthday, but I'm back again live tomorrow night. Okay, have a fantastic afternoon and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.